back, everybody. Hope you can hear me from inside this box. Thanks, Michael Black, for making that for me. I'm just trialing it out. I don't know if I love it yet, the size and everything, but it's been a while since I made a video. I did a Twitter poll, and you guys mostly said make a video rather than stream, so here we are. One box of WTR Unlim Japan print. If you caught my last stream, we did a case of Belgian print and hit 2 rainbow foil tunics, which is absolutely insane. Let's see if this case will bring us some luck as well. I mentioned this before, but you can tell if it's Japan print by the serial number on the inside. Also, there's red tape on the boxes. That's how you know. I hope everyone's well. I finally booked for Worlds. I am booked. If you're planning to be there, it would be good to catch up with... Man, this camera was perfectly centered before, but then I moved. All right, here we go. Yes, booked for Worlds. I'm not playing in Worlds, so I will have time to hang out, jam side events and games with the rest of the celebrities. Like, I'm kidding, by the way, but Talarian, super rare, pack 1. Talarian Community College will be there. Professor, I don't believe Rudy will be there, but look. LSS devs will be there. That's kind of the big one. Part of why I'm sort of happy I'm not playing Worlds. It'll just more opportunity to have fun, I think. I specifically didn't want to pay for a PTI or get gifted one. I tried my very best at Pro Tour. I tried my very best at Nationals, and I came 1 win short at Pro Tour to qualifying to actually getting a PTI for Worlds. So yes, I did well. No, I didn't do enough, and I haven't done enough in any other events to have a PTI banked, so I'll just keep trying till I earn one. I think it's just, unfortunately, for me, the way my ego works, money's too easy. Just buy a PTI and go play. I don't feel like there'll be enough pressure on myself to actually test and do all the right things you need to do to win. Unless I, know I've earned it and I have to, perform when I get there. Hard to explain. I'm not going to be as motivated if I just buy the PTI, so I didn't buy one. That's the simple version of why. And these feel so weird after opening only Belgian printed products for so long. They're very what's the word, tactile? They feel thinner. They definitely feel thinner than Belgian printing. Glint, so first Majestic. I might stack these a different way. Another reason I'm making the video, stop making tier lists. I don't want to call out any content creators because I genuinely believe most of the tier lists that get made are absolutely terrible. More specifically around Blitz, by the way. CC, there's a lot of pro players, big brain type people that know a lot, they test a lot, they spend more hours than any of us will ever spend on the topic of which class to play and which hero and what beats what. And when they make a tier list like the Arsenal passes of the world, or if they're at least talking about the meta, I definitely shut up and listen. Lately there's been this flood of Blitz tier lists, and again, some people are going to get offended, whatever. I'm pretty much talking to nearly, I don't want to say nearly, all the tier lists I've watched. They're wrong. Let me talk about my qualifications first, and I'll explain why I think they're wrong. I made it to Pro Tour and XP by playing Blitz. Foil, super rare. It's a lot of XP. I was playing 5 armories a week, very different stores. Played nearly every skirmish in my local area. And, in Australia we have some very good players. It's not necessarily well, honestly, the skill level doesn't matter as much as the depth of player pool as well. That's a big... foil Majestic right after it. I've played a lot of Blitz. One thing I've realized is a lot of these people have not played a lot of Blitz. They jam CC, their local scene is CC, they're very accomplished CC and limited players, but sort of similar people that have been saying they're not interested or not looking forward to Blitz at Worlds have also been speaking a lot about the meta incorrectly. Blitz. I have my like thoughts in my head. They're not fully fleshed out, but the main thing I noticed was people putting heroes lower on the chart, lower on their tier list, because in their local meta that hero doesn't perform well, potentially, I'm assuming, or because they don't have a lot of experience losing against it. Now, I had that experience at Pro Tour when I went 6-2 overall in CC. I only lost, so I was on Dorinthia, as everyone should know by now. I only lost to Oldham. The surprise on people's faces, including like the team calling Blitz when I beat every Prism I faced. People sit down and go, "Oh, I've never lost to Adori on Prism," and then I proceed to beat them regularly. I've been saying this for 2 ProQuest seasons now, as Prism was a very winnable matchup for me, much more winnable than Oldham. People just aren't playing against. I'm not saying I'm good, by the way. I'm saying I only play Dory, or play Dory much more than I play any other class. Why that matters is if you specifically don't face people like me who are one-tricks. Same as Rhinar. We have Rhinar one-tricks in our local scene that will absolutely smash anyone I know in the format of their choice, only because they pilot their deck to perfection. There's some surprises in their deck. It's not built like you would find on, FabDB, for instance. It's not a list you can download off the Flesh and Blood website. People making these tier lists are not taking into account the actual strength of the deck itself in the right hands. You and your mates testing something before Worlds where, yes, you know the mechanics, but you do not know the lines, and you don't necessarily know how to play some tricks with the deck. Especially like in Dorinthia's case, there's some tricky things you can do, like pitching a red and really giving signals to your opponent that don't exist. Like you have a crap hand and then you proceed to red overpower over the top, or red overpower Iron Song response +9 to your swing. Like there's some things you can do that even a professional player will not necessarily pick out, and you will win games, and you will win games that some of these tier lists will say it's like a B tier hero beating an S tier hero. Now, obviously, the tier lists don't say it's like 100% win rate. What I'm trying to say is a lot of these tier lists feel lazy to me. Lazy meaning you're talking about what you know, and then everything you don't know, you're putting it lower on the list. A lot of this data was coming from like Talishar Online, and it was coming from people's own testing, and that's where I have a problem with people going, in my own testing, this deck is S tier. It's like, that's not enough data to make a public tier list, because tier lists also affect the game more than people understand. Like if you're a prominent creator and you go, this is my tier list, and you go put something like New Dory Quicksilver, you go put her at the bottom of your tier list, you are wrong. You are wrong. She's not at the bottom of any tier list. She's not even close to the bottom. She's A tier. She's better than most heroes in Blitz. Yes, you got to have reps in her. You've probably never played the deck. You've made the tier list and probably never played the deck, or against the deck against someone who actually knows how to play it or knows how to brew it. You're doing a disservice, because new players will jump on that tier list and go, oh, I want to play something good. New Dory's on the bottom, man, not going to touch that. And what you've done is you're actually encouraging people to just stick with these 3 or 4 decks that you know, because you haven't actually spent the time to research. I think my point's coming across. The tier lists are crap. Don't listen to them too much. If you can play a deck well, yes, there's some heroes that are stronger than others. Yes, there's some heroes in a better position than others. True. If you grab any one of the Blitz decks especially and put reps into it, you can take out a skirmish, you can take out armories. That's the other thing too. I don't think people are looking at old skirmish records, like the most recent skirmish season, of what decks were actually winning. All these tier lists don't put Kasai high enough either. Kasai is absolutely busted. Anyone that plays against Kasai knows that Kasai is busted. Ira is more powerful than people give her credit for. Way more powerful than people. And a lot of these decks that people are they're underestimating are like mid-range type decks that can block a lot and still do their thing. Ira's one of them. I'm saying take it with a grain of salt. I hate seeing these tier lists, and I know for a fact the amount of Blitz rounds I've played both on Talishar and like talking thousands and thousands of rounds I've played in Blitz at high level against good players, winning Blitz events. It is not that clear cut. There is no clear winner. Yes, Icelander, Oldham are very, very strong. Yes, Chain's very strong. I would put my skills on a Blitz Dorinthia deck against all those decks, and I have a very good chance of winning. Like, it's well over 50%. So putting like a Dorinthia 2-3 tiers under makes no sense if you've done that on your tier list. But more importantly, it's not encouraging people to actually stick to the decks they know. Especially in Blitz, you have no room for mistakes. It's not the power level of the deck alone. It's your decision making. It's usually one decision. It'll come down to one block, one combo. Do I break equipment now or next turn? Is the entire game. That's usually how it's decided in Blitz. So before you, well, if you're a new player listening to this, grab a deck you enjoy playing. Yes, ideally it's not close to Living Legend, and ideally it's not at the bottom of everyone's tier list like Azalea, unfortunately. But then again, Azalea in the right hands can do very well. It does win events. It's just not as often. It's underrepresented, as well as it has some of its own issues. But anyway, that's my 500 cents worth of ranting today. I'm going to sign off. That's the video. Not the best box, but it's only box one. Foil Blood Rush, foil Magenshi, and a Glint, and another Blood Rush. So 4 Majestics. Actually, it's not too bad, is it? For no, that's the super rare. 3 Majestics. Not the best, but not terrible. I'll open a couple more in the next few days and see what we get out of the case. All right, guys. Talk soon.